Welcome to this week's edition of the Optimum Synergy Podcast with our friend and your host, Adam Huber. Join Adam as he takes you on a journey into the realm of detailing, business, and beyond. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Sit back and enjoy the ride.
Welcome back to the Optimum Synergy Podcast. I am your host, Adam Huber. And today we have on a couple of guys from Canada. We have Cole Hepburn and Sammy Ekbark. Is that right, Sammy?
Yep.
Awesome. From Reflective Auto Detailing in Ontario. Guys, how are you doing today?
Good. Doing great. Yourself?
I'm doing awesome. It's ridiculously disgusting outside right now. 95 degrees and like 75 or 80% humidity. Just sucks.
It's worse here.
Oh man, do you guys have AC in your shop?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a blessing.
Propane heaters, climate control shop.
Man, you're lucky. So we're going to be talking a little bit because you guys, Cole, you messaged me and said, "Hey, we want to come on and talk about how we're using a bunch of Optimum in our shop and how, it's really changed our business for the better. You guys are doing a lot of Glosscoats. You're going to be coming on and getting authorized and doing the training and everything. But before we kind of start diving into that, Cole, Sammy, how did you guys meet? How did you guys decide that you were going to be detailers of all things? Like, what was the decision behind that?
We really just started talking online and everything, and we really had the same kind of business model and what we wanted to do in life and in the shop-wise. So we got together one day, and Sammy just happened to have a shop that he was already able to grab for us. So we kind of just went on a limb and just started it off. We did a lot of renovations in the shop, and we're actually still going. We've only been open for about 5 months, and me and Sammy have been great together. We do mostly the gloss coats and everything, but it's really, we met pretty much online. Sorry about that.
Oh, so you guys met online, like through a forum or a Facebook group, or how did that work?
Really, actually, to be honest, I put a Kijiji ad out because every time I try to find a business partner or anybody to actually go into a shop with, they are pretty rude and just not really business oriented. And me and Sammy talked for about 2 months. We kept looking at the shop, and then we just went in and did it. I was still working at an auto body shop for a few months, getting my certificate for auto body. And then they ended up going into a corporation and fired me. And so I just went full force.
Dang, that's a that's a great way to light a fire under your butt.
Yep. Yeah.
So Cole, Sammy, what drew you to detailing then?
So me, it's a little bit different story. I'm a construction guy. So I do the service department. I was like the lead person. I got to the manager of a service department of new home builders, and I have an eye for detail. Always, I'm a little bit finicky guy, so I kept my cars clean. Before I had an older car, always clean, but I did it the old way. Grab one rag, clean the car up, scratch the heck out of it, but it looks clean. And then I bought a new car. Brand new car, and I YouTubed how to keep your car clean and shiny and everything, and I got into the detailing videos. And I'm like, like I was doing it all wrong, and I thought I thought I knew what I was doing. Then slowly I did my car, kept it good. Everybody's commenting, some family, friends, coworkers. Detail their cars. So I did it as a side hustle for a while. And actually, my company moved from a town I used to work in, another town which is an hour away. I'm like, I don't want to drive an hour every day, and if it's traffic, it's going to be an hour and a half each way. So we start at 7, so therefore I have to wake up 30 to be there for 7, before
Yeah.
7, and then finish at 5 and stay a little bit later than 5, and then come back. And I have a kid. He's 5 now, but I didn't want to waste my life driving and I don't see my kid. So I figured, okay, I'll go into this detailing business because I had a lot of products. I buy through Amazon and like all good products. And Amazon, like one of the best ones, the first ones that I bought was O&R, and it changed the style of me cleaning the cars. Right, instead of you need a hose and pressure washer and everything. I see the car is not that dirty, kind of maintained. Okay, it's a good candidate for 1R. Cut my time in half. Perfect. If it's filthy, all that stuff, then I'll break out my washer and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
After a while, I'm like, then I was online trying to see who. We couldn't do it ourselves. To open a shop, you know, carry it on, do all the business by yourself. I wanted someone kind of 50-50 with, and Cole was looking for someone had kind of shop ready. He was ready, so we jumped into it. Circumstances pushed us together, and we jumped into it, and it's going so far, so good.
Nice. So, in your guys' relationship, would you guys say that you're equally both the detailer and the business owner? Or is there one of you that kind of trends towards being more of the business owner?
So actually, it's like 50-50 to the most part. He does more of let's say, the computer of the ads and stuff like that more than I do, and me a little bit more in the detail. It's just like a 45-55 kind of thing.
Yep. Yep.
Kind of equal. It's not like I do the work and he does the computer stuff, or vice versa. But it's working. It's not, hopefully it's hoping by next year should be, by the time everybody knows we're around here, you know, we'd be in a better situation.
Yeah. So you'd only been in the shop for a couple of months before Cole came along then?
No, actually, like we jumped into the shop in the same time.
Gotcha.
Like I had the shop, like I didn't rent the shop, but it was available. Actually, my mechanic shop was next to us, and he is the one who showed me the shop and said it's going for rent. And he talked to the landlord and got me the first dibs into it, per se, So I had it, and I was looking for someone to partner up to open it up. That's when Cole came into the.
Gotcha. So how long has it been since you guys, or when in your guys' opening of the shop did you decide to go with mostly Optimum products? Like, what drew you to using mostly just Optimum?
So, uh, me, like I try to study all the products that I used before I use it, and watch all the between the rec companies videos, Ivan's videos, back then in that shop they used to have, and how they explained it. Then I'll compare it to other people results, reviews, and I'll be like, okay, this is this is a good product. So I'll buy a product and try it, and it's true. It's like this works. It never fails. Therefore, we started using more optimum products, and like half our products is optimum, and the other half is just product from here and here to test out and see how it looks, how it works, and mostly optimum. We use the hyper system, O&R, paint prep, whole shebang. The only thing we don't have is bucket. What is it? Hot washer. That's it.
Oh
Really?
man, that'll change your life when you buy one of those.
Yeah. So hopefully, but live it while live it. It just take a bite of the apple one at a time, right? So we got the products first, then get the Zen tool, hopefully one day, then the pad washer, and we get certified optimum ceramics, Opti-Coats, and I think we can fly from there.
Awesome. What was the one product from Optum that when you guys tried it out that just really blew away all of your expectations, and you're not allowed to say O&R because we all know that's just the standard answer?
Oh, I would probably say the first product I've ever actually used was your guys' sprayable patented car wax, and that blew me away.
For me,
What about it was it so impressive to you?
I just liked on how it actually had proof that I waxed the car without actually spending, half an hour, 20 minutes going around it, scratching it up, and putting a paste wax on it. Now I could actually spray it on and wipe it off, and I could actually show people that this is a patented product, this actually works, this is the true product on what it actually does. And I worked at like a multiple dealerships, so it was very useful for me because I didn't have to go and wax a car. I was just able to do that, and it was the exact same thing.
Gotcha. Sammy, did you have a different answer?
yeah, for me it's Opti-Seal. Opti-Seal, like everybody doing, it's a you can not a lot of people know that you can put it on most surfaces in the interior, and as I said, I used it before even opened the shop, and it was like I'm in constructions, my hand always dirty, right? So you grab the steering wheel, the handle where you grab your car door to close, the shifter used to get always dirty. I had to scrub them. I don't like it to be dirty, but the weekend comes in, it's almost black again from I have a gray interior, so it would turn that brown black in a 1 week, and I was always like clean it, scrub it, clean it, scrub it. I put Opti-Seal on all the surfaces. Man, you don't need it. I would have a bottle of water in my car and I have a few towels. Just wet the towel, wipe it down, it's clean. Window, same thing. Used to fog up on my windshield from the inside. I applied it there. Works like a charm. Barely fogs. And it was that's how I was like, wow, man, this product you just use it and that's it. You don't need anything. You don't need dressing here. This product here, this product there. Spending how much, God knows how much money for every product, for every part of your car. But with this, you do the same thing with one product, and you can do the exterior with it too. So it was like a jackpot basically.
How did you apply OptiSeal to the interior? Because there's going to be some people that are listening to this that are going to say, well, I didn't know that you could apply OptiSeal the interior. And I'll be honest, I did never do it because what I did was I took an HVLP gun and a canister fed one, and I would put half and half Protectant Plus and water in there, so 1-to-1. And I would just use that to spray down the interior. And what was nice about that system was it was obviously very, very fast, but it had if you got it dialed in just right, it was such a fine mist that you really didn't even have to level anything out. You just allowed it to dry, and then it was done. We did that as an upsell on our detailing packages. But how did you apply OptiSeal?
I see. I will get a damped applicator, like rained out to the, just barely damp, right? And spray a couple of spritz on it at the beginning. Go do a panel, one sprit, another panel after that, and that's how I did it. It was it's not too hard. Like if you were putting a dressing, you would go the same way, kind of thing. And you have to level. You have to do it with this. You just go wipe, and it's done. On windshield and glass, you just use a straight microfiber towel, wipe it in, buff it out. That's it. Done.
Yeah, I mean, I've done it in training. It's very easy to do. It's just that I know that there's going to be some people that were going to be asking about it during the podcast or after the podcast, I guess I should say. And you guys hit on something just a little bit ago, and that was kind of funny because our regional manager, Jason Gibson, he's going to be doing a vehicle half with the Optimum wash clay wax system. And then he's going to do the other half with soap, a regular clay bar, and an actual paste wax. And he's going to video the whole thing to show just how much longer it takes to do it the old fashioned way versus, the Optimum way. So it's just funny that Cole, I think it was you that brought it up that, in a dealership or whatever, instead of using a paste wax, you could use car wax instead.
Yeah, or Opti-Seal. Like, it was always great to use in the dealership settings. Like, it's very quick, very efficient, and it took literally like a quarter of the amount of time than everybody else. Everybody still asks me today why I would use that. And it was just simple as I'm making more money than all you guys.
And the thing is, it's durable, right? It had durability behind it.
It looked better than the cars they waxed, to be honest. So, but because half the time, it's a dealership setting as well, so they're trying to get their car done as quick as me, and they would actually leave the paste on the car. They wouldn't take it all off. So in the end, my car would also look better, shine better, and it wouldn't have any paste wax still all over it. Yeah, streaks.
It's funny that there's so much time savings built into just that one very simple system. You don't have to tape off plastic trim because you don't have to worry about the wax getting onto the plastic trim because it's not a big deal if it does. Nope. Whereas with a paste wax, like, I don't even know the last time I used a paste wax. I honestly don't know if anybody could talk me into like ever doing one ever again. Like, and there's been times that I've actually gone into a dealership and they do these processes, and then when I show them even just simply just a rinseless wash, they're like, they just think you're some sort of magician. Like, you just, like, it can't be real at all. And then when we have them do, a wash clay wax, at the end of it, they're just completely blown away by not only how much faster it is, but the product cost is so much lower, and the training curve is so much lower to train someone how to do that than trying to train someone how to do a traditional clay bar and a paste wax.
Yeah, without scratching the vehicle or leaving it all over the car.
Yeah. Yep. And one of the other reasons why you guys messaged was because you said that you guys are doing, first of all, you're going to be doing optimization training in August, but you're also really doing a stellar job of selling Glosscoats in your guys' shop. You mind talking about that a little bit?
Yeah, actually. So we are, we get a lot of people coming in for the paint correction systems, and they want their paint corrected. So we go for Glosscoat. We actually are, we are an installer for another coating, and to be straight honest with you, I don't believe in them. And really the only why I got the license was just to have the license because it was the only one in around my area at the time that was handing it off. So I took the license, but we don't actually really sell any of their products whatsoever. We go always against Optimum Glosscoat. Right now, our customer base is in around that price point area as well, and they don't keep their cars for longer than 4 to 5 years. They usually already had their car for 2 years. So putting on a nice 2-year coating that's pretty much guaranteed to last over 2 years is perfect for us. It's nice, good, easy price point to work with, especially right now as we're starting as a new business. So we don't have to, go and tell them a high-end price when we could actually just sell this. And most of them are looking, like most of our clients a lot of them don't know about ceramic coatings. So coming into here, we actually show them everything to do with Optimum, how after they are done, they don't need to come back after a year and get it topped up and stuff like that. We got bikes that come in, and we show them the O&R treatment, O&R wash, rinseless wash. They absolutely love it going to a show, having their car, their bike coated and able to O&R wash it like at the show. They just absolutely love it. We bring O&R to every show we go to, and people are literally amazed on what we do to the cars at the show. Like
they think you're a magician.
Yes, exactly. We literally walk up to a car, hey, would you like your car clean? And they look at us like we're stupid. And we clean the car, we do the tire shine, we do the rims, we do everything right at the show. And they're literally blown away. Like they have no problem paying for it too. We usually don't take the money, but we got no, like they are blown away at what we do at the shows.
So you guys, before we started talking on started the actual podcast, you were saying that your guys are doing about 8 Glosscoats a month. What are you guys doing to move that amount of coatings every month?
Really what we get the clients come in the door, and they ask us, like usually it's the paint correcting clients and everything like that. They want their paint corrected. Or even we got a lot of families, like big families that come in, and one person got their car coated, and then all the other family members come and get their car coated as well.
So just kind of something where people see a proof of concept of this magical unicorn fairy wax. Yes. And they have to, after they see it in real life, they just have to have it on their own vehicle.
Yes, and we also have like a little sale going on because we're so new right now that we don't want to keep focusing on the interior details and everything like that, right? Like we all know that the coatings they're the money maker. So we got a sale going on right now for Opti-Glosscoat, and it's a one-step correction. It's $449, and obviously that's for a starting price. So like if a Prius comes in, it's nice. We'll do the $449, but usually it's upwards of about $800 to $1,000 for like truck, and then it's about $600 to about $800 for like a average car. We got this Mustang in, and it's $800 we're doing this one for.
Nice.
We also do the tire coating. Like so right now, as we're so new into our area. And we got AgriBuff. We got a few big companies around our area, kind of, and even just their ads. So AgriBuff actually helps out a lot with Optimum, to tell you the truth. He goes crazy on his ads. He's awesome at doing his ads. I really
hold on, Cole. Hold on a second. Are you saying that your quote unquote competitor is helping you move more coatings because of his ads?
I could honestly say yes. And if he's listening to this, Tim, thank you.
Okay, Cole, you literally just pissed off about half of the people listening to this podcast because there's so many people that I talk to on a literally a daily basis that they do not want more installers in an area to a point. Up to a point, it's, too many is too many. But you're sitting here saying that AgriBuff, a very, very, very successful coating shop, is actually helping you sell coatings because so many people are seeing Opti-Coat, 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 Opti-Coat over and over again, that it's actually helping your business.
Yes. I could literally spend an hour with you talking about competitors and all that stuff. I am not against competitors at all. If anybody in around my area, any detailer would like to come and talk to us, we are all for being able to talk to. If they would like to learn something, they could come to the shop and learn. I don't see any competitors. There is about 300,000 people in Kitchener. About 500,000, what Sammy's saying. Almost everybody owns more than one car. I'm pretty sure every single detailer cannot do every car in Kitchener, Guelph, Waterloo, any area that we are around. We cannot do every single one of those cars in 1 year. That's deep.
Yeah, I haven't run across the detail shop that can do 1 million cars per year quite yet. Would really love to see that operation.
Yeah, and so that's why I always say, like, there is no, like I was just talking to a shop in Vaughan the other day at a show. He was right beside me, literally right beside me at a show. And you know what? Him and me are great. Yeah, I talked to him. I congratulated him on his new business, and like we talked. We talked about paint. We talked about cars. We talked about the coding that he's doing, and we just talk like normal friends. Why do you need to go and pretty much tell people that you don't want to talk to them because they're competitors? Do you know what? I would much rather to have a full a day where all of us detailers go and at a restaurant and go talk to each other and actually spread the word about it, because we need more people to realize that detailing is actually a profession. It's not just someone cleaning your car for $60.
Man, Cole, did you listen to my podcast about competitors before you came onto this podcast?
I've listened to them all.
Literally sounds like you're just like taking it straight from the podcast that I had. I don't remember when that was, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, probably. We turn on the podcast while we're working, so it's like people have a music background. It's like you talking while we're working.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Hey, did you notice I was gone for like 5 minutes? I just booked another ceramic coating for Opti-Gloss. Second.
Oh man, so it took you 5 minutes to sell. Yeah. Let's just go ahead and say a $600 or $800 coating job.
Yeah, a little bit more, but yeah.
Huh. Weird. How did let's talk about that for a second. What do you think it is that, in Ontario, Canada, with a 500,000 population, that makes it so easy for you guys to be able to sell these $800 Glosscoat, by the way, jobs, when I talk to people and they're worried about being able to sell a 5-year coating or something like that at $800?
It's all logic. I'm a little bit logical person. Like when I say something, first I believe in it. Actually, I know, right? You cannot be a believer or knower. Believer is like you trust something, but knowing, you saw, felt, or used one of your senses to know what it is, right? It's there. So I'll explain. We have a panel here that have a coated and not coated side of it, and I'll show them. This is how it looks. This is how whatever. And my car is coated, and I will show them. It's how it's dirty, how it cleans up. It's not, I have a white car, and actually, even if it's dirty, it shines from underneath that dirt, right? It's like dusty because we have a parking lot here, a few garages, and they will come and it would be dusty. And here I'll show them with a spray bottle, spray it, and all the dirt falls apart. It falls away, and it's like, and I blow with it. I say, so you don't need to touch your car. When you take it home, you wash your car, you blow dry it. You don't need a drying towel. If you have a blow dry leaf blower, and that's it. And I will blow it with my lungs, and I'll show them how it beads, and the water is displacing and taking the dirt with it, and they'll be like, whoa, yeah, okay, and they'll be financially stable to how much it is and whatever. So, and usually they will go away, think about it, and come back in 2 days, a week. Like this client, I didn't talk to him already. I already talked to him last week, and he came today and said, okay, let's book it. And okay, and then I will give him a free windshield coating, and that's it.
Nice. So, I've had a couple of conversations with people that are coming on as new installers, and probably one of the most asked questions is, how do I sell Opti-Coat? Which is fine. I can get behind that. I understand the fear, the doubt, or whatever in trying to sell something that's that expensive, and the only reason why I recognize it and empathetic to it is because I was that way. In South Dakota, which is where I live, there wasn't really any ceramic coatings here before I started offering Opti-Coat, or nothing that was like a pro grade coating. And so I was kind of making the market myself. Now, I was in kind of a similar situation to a detailer that I talked to yesterday, which is, he was asking me, how do you sell this? How do you sell this? And so I told him, I said, the most important thing is for you to actually believe in the product 100%. If you don't believe in something, you're not going to convey that energy or that confidence when you're trying to sell someone. It's almost impossible to sell something like that. And I think I've actually talked about it on the podcast. The other point that I nailed with him, because I could just hear the nervousness and everything else in his voice, as I said, I'm just going to take a wild stab in the dark, and I'm going to say that the most you've ever charged for a detail is, around, I think I said around $700. And he goes, oh, no. I think the most expensive detail I've ever done is $500. And I said, well, now we're telling you to charge $1,500 for some magical unicorn fairy wax that you don't even have on your own vehicle. So you don't have the confidence in it yet. And I said, so that's extremely difficult to do. So I said, the most important thing for you to do is to get it installed on your vehicle so that you believe in it and you trust it. And then it'll be so much easier to do after that. And I said, once that happens, really it comes down to repetition. Just start asking people if they want Opti-Coat on their vehicle. And I said, because at first you're going to suck at selling it. Like, that's just the way that it goes. But you're just going to get better and better and better as time goes on. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
Actually, you're absolutely right. As I said, I'm past believing. Exactly. Believing is when you don't know for sure. You trust the system. You trust something. You're right. But when you see it, let's say that's why I have that panel coated half and half. I have a small quarter panel that I coated, and the other one is not coated. So I show them the product, how it's, because when the car is all coated, you don't see the layering of the product. So I show them that this is how it looks on your car, if 50-50. And after that, I will show them my car and how it beads, how it's even if it's dirty, I will tell them how I wash it. Sometimes someone is like a little bit iffy. I'll bring my car in. She's dirty. I use O&R with the big red sponge. Here you go. Spray this. Boom. This is how it's done. I'll be around the car within 10 minutes, and they were like, huh. Light comes in their head, and okay. Every customer, unless they already know what they want, they will take a couple of days, a week, and they will come back and call me and hey, book this appointment. Okay, how much is it? This is how much it is. And I know, 5 years, 7 years sounds better than a 2 year, but I have a kind of an explanation why a 2 year is better than a 5 year. So then I'm like, what? They will be like, I'll explain it to them, and then okay, I understand. Give me the 2 year, because I don't have the ability to do the 5 year. That's
right.
why I try to sell them the 2 year that I can do. So
You're just working in the boundaries that you have right now, which actually brings us to our next thing that we're going to talk about, which is what is your guys' future plans? I know when we were talking just before we started recording that you're going to be doing an optimization training in August, but beyond that, like, what do you guys want out of this shop? Like, where do you see this going?
One second, Adam, just before we go into that. So, like I said to you, we are certified for another professional coating, but like, to be honest, we're all we're all for Optimum, so we actually don't sell their 5 years, their higher end, their 7 year, their 25 year. We don't. To be honest, it's not believable.
Unless someone asks for it, we don't sell it.
Yeah, we still go on the Optimum Glosscoat. It's just what.
This is how much we try to sell Optimum. We are certified to the other. We don't sell it. They come specifically to us and say, you guys do this. I want this. We say, okay, because you don't want to lose a sale. It's money. At the end of the day, it's money, right?
Yep.
If you want that product, okay. All right. we'll do this for you. And we did few of them, not even close to what how many Opti-Coats we put, but I always try to sell them to Opti. The biggest there is a YouTube uh, channel where Ivan goes to and the organizers
Mm-hmm.
and does his BMW and put Opti-Coat. It's a 40-minute video, and anybody was like I'm trying to change them. There you go. You know what? Maybe you don't trust me. I understand that. Go watch this video. I'll give them the link and go watch it. And they will be back because Ivan is good at explaining how the product. He's master in it, right? So
Well, yeah, I mean, he's been around for like 50 years selling it or something like that.
yeah, I see. We tip the hat to Ivan, and when he explains it, and again, some people will sell you, hot air basically, and you can see through it. Eventually, when you lie, I never lie. I'll tell you, okay, this is not a miracle product, but it will make your life easier. This is why. And then, something goes if something goes wrong from installing, or you did it to your car, you can't, fix it. So there's just that comfort of is taken care of, and how the product works, between uh, needing a yearly maintenance from other companies, but this one, Optimum doesn't need one. Only recommendation is a decon wash, basically, and that's it. I'll show them, tell them to explain everything logically. Everybody believe in it after that, right? So,
Mhm.
like, and we have so many cars. We do car shows, and every car show will go. There is a guy we did his car, and some people were like, "Oh, here we have this car here around here." And same thing, we do bikes too, and go to a bike show. There's a one or two there, and we do a rinseless wash in front of everybody. This is how long it takes. Usually you do it in your garage for, spend 2-3 hours cleaning everything. Just doing it here, I'll do 10 of them in 1 hour. While you're taking, hours doing your non-coated bike.
Or
Well,
spend $150 to bring it to a Harley Davidson site.
Yeah, but explaining it is uh, telling the truth and explaining it correctly. That will take you far along. But you have to believe in it. You have to have the passion behind it.
Yep.
People will see it through your eyes. It's like you're trying to, sell a cheap product, a fake Rolex, as a real one. You have to believe it's real to convey it to the customer who's gonna buy it. Who's gonna spend that much money, right? Nobody is throwing money away, so they need to know it's 100% sure real. So same idea, be confident. You know, what's the worst gonna be? They're gonna say no. Okay, that's it. See ya. Next customer, please.
Yeah.
Don't just don't let the customer beat you. There is after a certain point you be in the red, so you don't want to get to the red, right? So you have to say no at some point, even if it means you're losing so much money. Because you say yes to this, he's gonna tell his friend that he did it for this. His friend's gonna come back and this and that, and everybody around you is making the big bucks, and while you're doing it for cheap, and then you're not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah. Totally agree.
Yeah.
So thank you for answering that and going into depth, because there's going to be, like I said, there's some new installers of ours out there that they need to hear that. And it's not going to be easy. Like selling something that's around $1,000, it's not going to be easy in the beginning. It will get easier, but it's not going to be easy in the beginning. You have to work at it.
Nothing is easy at the beginning. Let's say, for example, this is what I tell anybody who can ask me. It's not going to be easy. If it's easy, everybody would have done it. 1, 2, let's say even as a human being, when you get born, it's hard to walk as a baby, but you get used to it. You adapt, right? We adapt to the circumstances around us. Yeah, we had a few months at the beginning. We were like, oh man, this is a big mistake. Got so much overhead, and we're not making money because nobody knew we were here, right? So we tried to spend money on Google ads and this ads to make people come around, right? So it was like tough times, but certainly slowly, you have to pay your dues, as they say. You go through the bad times, so you know what it means. So it gives you the fire to ask for more money, to say, no, I'm not gonna do it for cheap, and go cut through the bullshit, excuse my language, and go ask for the real money. And yes, first months, 2 months, 3 months, it gets better and easier and easier. And don't think about it. It's not a quick uh, get quick rich quick scheme. Takes time, takes effort, patience, and good quality work, and everything will take care of itself by itself because you're doing the fundamentals correctly. And when you do that slowly, don't give up. You just go, continue, and you'll succeed at the end.
It's interesting that
we're in the middle. We're not in the top, right? As I said, we're just selling 2 years coatings now, right? We're not like we're making it big time, but hopefully by next year we'll be in a better situation, and year after that even way better. Hopefully we get a bigger shop. This is the future plans. Get a bigger shop, a better layout with the lift, and we do wheels off service here, but we use a normal jack and jack stands. Not one press button and there is a quick jack or some lift. No, we do it the old school way, but because it's we're still in the beginning, right?
Yep.
So we do what we do with what we have, and hopefully tomorrow or 3 months from now we can afford to spend that $1,500 to $2,000 to buy it left. Some other that would make your job easier, but you need to afford it at the beginning. You need to piece by piece we'll try to finish this puzzle, basically.
And it's interesting that you a little bit ago said doing the fundamentals over and over and over again, because Cole, you wanted to talk a little bit about doing ads, or and I'm assuming you're talking about Facebook ads or just content in general. And this is actually a really common question with a lot of people, is they just want to know how to get themselves out there more, how to just sell more jobs in general, not including just coatings. And something I always tell people, and they may do it for a little while, but then they'll stop, is just go back to doing educational posts. Do videos, pictures, blogs, whatever, and literally train someone who doesn't know your consumer. Literally just train them on how to do a rinseless wash, comparing the differences between the two different clay bars, the synthetic, like a clay towel or mitt versus a regular clay bar. Why you want to use one over the other. Train them on all these things, because then what happens is they start to see you as the expert. They see you popping up all the time. They see you explaining things and making them understand why this detailing process is as expensive as it is. I think that's probably the number one thing that most consumers probably don't understand, and that's not their fault, is when you as a detailer, and I know I did a podcast on this, when you as a detailer, if all your content is centered around just posting a clean car and saying, look at me, look at this pretty car, it's clean, the consumer goes, well, great, I could go through a $5 car wash and get that. That's awesome, bro. Like, I don't know why I had to spend $200 for that. But when you take the time to explain to them, here's the reason why I'm doing a clay bar, here's the reason why I'm polishing, so on and so forth, it starts to register in their head. Oh, okay. I get it. there's a process behind it, and there's actual reasons. It's not just made up. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
So we actually have a blog on the website that I'm slowly getting on. So I send people to the blog if they have any questions about that. And we're actually starting to do a YouTube channel. We haven't had much time to get full force onto it, so we just really have our ads on the YouTube channel right now. But we are looking into doing more YouTube channel training videos and stuff like that. We've also even told our customers, hey, we understand you don't got that kind of money. But this being a consumer grade product, Glosscoat, you could apply it yourself. So if you would like, you could come to the shop and we could show you exactly how to apply it. We could show you how to polish a car. We are, like I said, so with the customers, we tell them if they want to learn anything, they could even come here for training. We are all about teaching the customers and showing the customers on what we do and how we do it. And it's not them taking our job, because most people don't even have the time to do the stuff that we do.
Oh,
so
Cole, that is
yeah.
There's so many people there's so many people right now that are calling you an idiot, but what they don't understand is, and I tell people this, people are lazy.
Exactly.
Like the very first time that they clay a vehicle by themselves, they're gonna be like, I don't know how you do this every day, but here's $500. Please do this for me, because that's bull crap. I mean, you can watch YouTube videos all you want on how to build a house. Are you going to go out there and build a house? No, because it's hard. It's not easy, And not only that, but then when you start telling, I had a old customer of mine hit me up and say, hey, I want to get my car coated, but I don't want to get a pro grade coating. I see that you can do Glosscoat. What do I need to do that? After I got done sending him O&R, Ferrix, Power Clean, Paint Prep, linked him to a polisher, the pad he would need, Hyper Polish. And I said, yeah, this is what you're going to need, and then Glosscoat on top of that. And then there was just a really long pause, and he goes, well, that's pretty freaking expensive. Like, I said, yeah, why do you think I charged what I did? And so that you have all these barriers to entry to the average person doing the work themselves. Not only that, but then you also have this one added benefit that we as detailers have, which people just seem to think that what we do is just this mystical dark art, that it's something just a little bit more advanced than what it actually is. And that also prevents people from doing it. And I would have whole car clubs come to my shop, and I would show them how to clay. I would show them how to polish. And it was always funny that their number one fear was that as soon as they touch the polisher to their car, that the car is going to ignite on fire, and that the panels are just going to be completely shredded of paint. And then once you show them, oh no, it's actually not that big of a deal, they're like, what you're doing there is you're building trust with that person. And then do you really think, to everyone that's listening to this, do you really think that what Cole and Sammy are doing, do you really honestly think that customer walks away from that shop, and then when they overhear someone else or someone in their family says, gosh, my car is so dirty, like I really would need to get something done to it. Do you really think that they're going to recommend the one competitor that they Facebook messaged and rudely got an answer back of, yeah, this is what it's going to cost. You want to do it or nah? Like that. And that was it. Whereas Cole and Sammy took the time to actually show them the entire process, walk them through everything. They're going to go with Cole and Sammy, or Reflective Auto Detailing. That's their shop. But you build trust with your consumers, build a relationship with them, and you will get the business. You're just not going to get it maybe right then and there. Possibly, but more than likely not.
Yeah, usually they have to sleep on it to make that decision. But the fear of screwing up prevents people from doing it themselves too, right? So, they high spots, this or that. And, if something goes wrong, it's on them. They don't want to take that blame on themselves. So that's why they will pay the $500 for you to do it after they know what you're doing. And that's why you have to teach them, show them all that stuff we talked about. It's all to show them that you know what you're doing, that their car is in good hands. So it's going to get done right, and you'll be happy with the results. So out there, right? So that's, big.
It's not really all that much different than, you could rebuild your own engine, but if you do something wrong, the cost of rebuilding your own engine is, pretty significant, thousands of dollars. But I mean, there's plenty of YouTube videos out there showing you how to rebuild your own engine. You could go out and buy your 1,000-piece Craftsman tool set and, go ahead and go do it. But most people won't because of the apprehension of doing something wrong and then it costing them money down the road anyways. It's really the same thing.
Exactly. I'll tell them, that's why we say, hey, I'll show you how to do it, but, then you have to be careful of this. You have to show them, what to look for. So once you go to the sensitive areas, everybody goes like, oh, no, you know what? It's too much for me. Here's the money. I did the renovations, as I said. People will paint their own houses, right? So it's like, okay, I'm an expert. It's only a roll, paint and a roller, and okay, I'll do the wall, whatever. Then comes in, okay, they spill this, paint splatter everywhere. They touch the ceiling. Now the ceiling, okay. Now the other stuff, you have to do the prep work to cover everything. So much work. Okay, here's the money. You do it. It's easy job, but there's a lot of prep. Every job have a prep, and be careful about, not to mess it up. And most jobs, what would go wrong scares the person from doing it, right? So, like the first time I bought a polisher, I bought my polisher from eBay. No, sorry, not eBay, Amazon. Most like it's a Chinese Griot's, no, not Griot's, Chicago Electric knockoff. I did my first car I did myself and had a feel to it. I watched only YouTube. Oh, okay, this is not hard. Okay, and once you know it's not that hard, once you know there's no fear from screwing up, then you can actually do the work. And people don't have that courage to go surpass that, so therefore they will pay for you to do it. So, and that's where we make money.
Right. Well, guys, we're wrapping up towards the end here. Is there anything that you guys want to let everyone else know out there in the podcast Optimum family world?
I would say, hey, hang on to the newbies there. Just bite the bullet at the beginning. Don't get discouraged. It will get better. We went through it. Most people went through it. And for the experts, I will say thank you for your videos that we watched. We subscribe to a lot of people, and that's how we learned. And special thanks for Ivan and to you, and that's it.
Awesome. Cole, you got anything?
Yeah, really. Just really thank you to you guys. I've learned a lot off the podcast and everything. I've been doing this for 10 years through dealerships and everything. So it just made my life a lot easier listening to your guys' podcast and everything. So I just got to thank you guys a lot.
Awesome, man. I appreciate that. One question I have for you guys before you leave. You mentioned a little while ago that you guys use the tire coating.
Yep.
What's your guys' experience with that, and what did it take you any time to learn how to install it?
So the learning curve was the first tire. It's just how much to use. It's not too lot, not a little bit. It was the first car. The first tire was a little bit streaky, so we added more. It's easy, but it phenomenal results. And so far, I think the oldest one we had so far is 3 months out, and the customer says still on. So should be. It's easy. It's not big deal. Prep work again. It's scrubbing the tire clean, paint prep it. We prep the tire, and yeah. Just as a final, instead of using alcohol, whatever, we use a paint prep, let it dry for half an hour, and then we'll apply it, and that's it. That's very good results with it, and I think it's a good. That's an upsell that I do too. I'll either.
What do you upsell it to? Like, what's your price?
So it depends on the vehicle and the size, whatever. But I would make double what the bottle would cost, right? Minimum. So and if it's bigger tires, so it would be $100 for a car, or again I have to gauge it with the customer. As long minimum is if I paid, let's say for example, $25 for the bottle, minimum is $50.
Okay.
Right. So then from there I go up.
Go up. Okay. In your own words, and we did not talk about this before the podcast. I didn't know that you guys use the tire coating or anything. It just kind of perked my interest because there's some people out there that are just struggling with putting that on hardcore. And it's either that they don't do the prep correctly, or the other one that we see a lot of too is that they just put way too much product on. Is there a way that in your guys' experience that you could explain your process in doing it to try and maybe help some people out there with it? Now, bear in mind, let's just go past, obviously you've done the prep work, the tire's dry and everything. Walk me through how to apply it onto the tire.
I've noticed for like more of the flat tires that don't have a lot of the lines in it and stuff that the tire makers like to put on them, you got to go nice and slow with those to make sure you actually get all into the curves and everything. And then mainly we got this Mustang in here right now, which pretty much has flat tire, like
It's a racing.
yeah, racing Somerset tires. So like it's pretty flat. So I just actually applied it nice and slowly. I put on a lot on my microfiber rag. I just cut a rag in half and put quite a bit on for the first time. I wipe it all the way around, make sure the whole tire's blue, and make sure there's no drying wiping marks. That's the big issue that I've noticed anyways, is that if it's a dry wiping mark, then you would just have to go over it again to make sure that it's nice and colored again, nice and a little bit blue, shiny, and it's not wiping anymore.
Yeah, you just have to have a kind of, wet enough product that will level itself, right? Don't stretch it. Like if you have a little bit, it's like if you have a dressing, you're trying to stretch the product too much. It's not like a dressing, so you have to have it a little bit more. So kind of your wiping marks, there be enough liquid that will level it up. Like you say, like a cup of water. You shake it at the end, it levels out. Same thing, it's gonna kind of groups and level your wiping marks, but you have to have enough product, not too much, but just enough product that will self-level those lines. That's the trick, I think.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks guys for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
no
thank
problem.
you. Thank you very much, and hope to hear from you soon.
All right. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Thank you for listening to this week's edition of the Optimum Synergy Podcast. We look forward to seeing you next week. Hope you enjoyed the ride.